Welcome to Mountain Man's Garage, where we're broken. So is the car. All right, got the old spark plug back in there, got the spark plug wire on, and I just about tried to start her up without this on there. See? I mean, see what I'm talking about? I may have to... All right, we'll see. Okay, girl. Oh. Not only am I a mad scientist, I'm also a forgetful one. Hook this up where she ain't gonna do nothing. Now gas it. Oh, please keep running, baby. Don't die on me. What are you dying for? That's about right. Why would you die on me, honey? Now, there's got to be something going on. You know, I hate to say it, but I'm starting to think the old computer is not, you know, not telling the injectors to fire, or something else is happening. I don't know. Let's whirl her over one more time. Whirl her over. Alright, now gas it. Look at that. Mine's fine. The horn don't work. Start back up, baby. Come on, come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Dadgummit. So close. There's no telling about these ECUs. I mean, good grief. It's probably $15,000. She's all hooked up, all grounded and everything. Okay, so now let's theorize for a minute. So we got the old blue wire coming off of there, but is it actually coming to that? Because it also went over to here, to that transistor unit, and we did away with that sucker. We completely done away with that transistor unit. Maybe I'm thinking maybe the wire went through that transistor unit over to here, and if it's, you know, if it's not going through the transistor unit, or the, you know, the ignition unit, it's not going through that over to here to tell this one to come on, and it won't work. But I don't know if it comes directly from up there at the coil and comes to this and goes on a separate wire over to here to this one, or if it comes through this one first and then over to here. Because I think it does come through this one over here and go to the tack. So, but now with that Petronix unit, I can actually use the Petronix unit to fire this GM ignition here. And I may have to do that to get this to work. You know, even though the Petronix will work by itself, you know, it may have to run through that just so I can get the signal to this. But, you know, we can do some diagnosing on this sucker. We can test the continuity from this. I've got a pinout on it. We can test the continuity from this wire straight to the distributor, or not the distributor, the coil, and see if it's, you know, if it's still got continuity to there. And if it don't have continuity now, then we know that was probably that sucker over there. So I hope that will work, and that's what it is. Because I really don't have the money to be buying me a new ECU. I mean, Lord knows how much that'll cost me. Alright, so I ended up taking this fuel rail off and all the injectors out because guess what? Yep, every single one of them are stuck. So I don't think it's the computer, which that's a good thing, but these injectors, all 6 of them cost about 350 bucks. So I've been working for, you know, a few of the old hours trying to fix these injectors. Now, I got one of these little squirters to click. I don't know if you can hear that, but that one's working. And I got this one to work as well, I think. Yep. It just doesn't sound as pronounced, so I need to do some more cleaning on it. But that's the only 2 I can get working. The rest of them I've been running over again and again and again in this ultrasonic cleaner. And they just will not come unstuck. So I may end up having to buy new injectors. I hope not, but that'll put a damper on the old funds if I have to buy those. But yeah, I took this apart and put all new hoses on it. This was before I took the injectors out, and I had already done this. I took this off, put all new hoses on it because the other ones were dry rotted and half of them was leaking. This thing is the fuel pressure regulator, and it was, you know, it was working. So everything seems to be okay except these dang gummit injectors. It's like, ugh, what is wrong with you? This car, you know, once it gets running, I think it'll be worth it. I hope. You know, let me know in the comments whether you think this thing is worth working on. You know, it's a good running car. I mean, these cars are good running cars. You know, obviously this one ain't a good running car. But these cars are good running little cars. They used to be, you know, for their time, they was fast cars. The guy down the street, he said, or down the street, down the dirt road, said that they used to race these against Corvettes, the same year model Corvettes, and these things would put a hurting on the old Corvettes. But the Petronics thing is working okay. You know, seems to be, everything else seems to be okay other than these injectors. So anyway, hopefully without too much trouble more, we'll have this thing starting and running. I hope so. Well, got a whole bunch of snow. I really need a garage door. Look at that. Snow blew in from up there and got all over my stuff. It's great. Amazing. I ended up getting all of them to fire, or to come unstuck. I can squirt stuff through every one of them. So now we just gotta hook it all back up, put all those back in the car, and we'll be ready to ride off into the sunset in this sucker. Oh, condensation. to the extreme. I have to dry all this out or it'll fire all over the place. You know, a few months back, I had a problem with this Nissan pickup. I'll show it to you. So this old Nissan pickup here, it's a common problem with these little trucks. The distributor cap has a gasket underneath it, and that gasket is like on the distributor itself and not the distributor cap. So if you want to fix that, it'll be a couple $100 to buy you a new distributor. But what I did was I took the distributor cap off and put some former gasket in there to keep it from condensating. But what had happened was I come out here and started one day and it had condensated inside the distributor cap. And when I tried to fire it up, it sent a spark to it at the wrong time and caused the engine to backfire so hard it sounded like a gun going off. And when I got out, I looked underneath it and the muffler had blew a hole in it about the size of my head. So, you know, you always want to make sure you don't have any condensation inside your distributor cap. Well, we're going to see if we can get this thing to start up. Put these injectors in there, got it all wired back up just right, and got the fuel lines hooked back up, got the old fuel filter all hooked back up and everything's going. Got me some new battery cables on there. This one kind of crapped out on me. I don't know if you can see that, but you know, it's kind of junky. And yeah, so hopefully it'll start up. I still don't have my fuel tank on there. I still running the old jug. And yeah, so let's try this dude out, because if it don't start this time, it's probably the computer, and that ain't gonna be good. All right, now gas. Oh, let's see what it does. Too high. Too high. So yeah, the idle's too high, but it may be just because of all the linkage is all rusted up on this thing. This thing's got instead of having a cable like they do nowadays, they got a rod that goes out there that hooks to this gas pedal. So, I mean, those linkages may be kind of froze up, you know. It's also got this little arm that holds it back, and I don't really know what it is yet. Anyhow, let's shut her off. Man, now I noticed when this was going, the alternator was working. It had charge, so that's a miracle. And we got the tach was working too. I mean, the tach was working. Not sure about the heat and everything else. So yeah, I am stoked about this, because now I can get to work on this other crap that needs done. I got to put the gas tank back on her, and then I got to try to figure out the clutch and the brakes. We'll just ignore those for now, because safety third. And yeah, hopefully just in a few days we can be able to drive this out of here and see if it'll go. Because I need to put some shocks on my mom's car for her, and I hadn't been able to because I can't get this dang thing out of here, you know, without it being a pain in my rear end. So I guess that'll do it for this episode of Mountain Man's Garage. Tune in next time when we see if we can get this fuel tank on here and see if we can get it to drive. So, yep. Awesome. So I know I told you guys about taking that old pressure washer and blowing that tank out real good. You got it all clean on the inside. But that's not the important thing. The important thing is to clean up the outside of it. So when somebody crawls up under your car, say one of your mechanic buddies, crawls up under there, he'll say, man, that's a pretty gas tank. Because if the gas tank ain't pretty, then basically the whole car is just trash.